Hey guys, how's it going? So, I got a little bit of a break right now, but today, if not yesterday, I think officially marks my first month OTR on the road by myself. So I thought I would just give some thoughts. How's it going? What do I think about being OTR and whatnot? So it's been interesting to say the least. This is like nothing I've ever done before. I've always had your typical, somewhat like a 9-to-5 job. I used to be an IT guy. I used to be in retail. So I was always used to having a set schedule, Monday through Friday. Here's your time to time, or it was at least like you had a set schedule, 5 days on, 2 days off kind of thing. But in this job, being a truck driver, you don't get that. It's all just dependent on how you roll and what your loads look like. Sometimes you're going to be driving during the day, sometimes you're going to be driving during the night. So those are just things that I've been getting used to. I had already kind of gotten a little bit used to it when I was with my trainer, because I was with CFI. When you go through their training program, you're going to go with the trainer for at least 3 weeks. I know for some other companies it's a little bit different, but CFI will have you go at least 3 weeks. So during those 3 weeks, I kind of got used to the different schedule and whatnot, and not having a set schedule every day. But even when it comes to a day off or anything like that, if as a truck driver you roll through 70-hour work weeks basically over an 8-day period, and then you can take a 34-hour reset, which would basically be a day and almost a day and a half off, to kind of reset your 70-hour clock, get you a little bit of rest time and whatnot. But at least every day you get at least 10 hours that you got to take. So that's been kind of it's taking some getting used to get into a rhythm, to get into this is what I'm going to do as soon as I get off the clock, because you can drive up to 11 hours. And for me, over this first month, during the first week, I went pretty hard throughout those first couple of days. I was really trying to roll about 10 to 11 hours. I was really riding the line of the clock and whatnot. And it's very, it can get very nerve-wracking when you start getting really close to the time and whatnot, and running out of your clock and whatnot. And so I decided after that first week I probably need to change my time management a little bit. So that this way I'm not like scrambling for at the end of my drive time and whatnot. So that's just taking a little bit of getting used to. I gotta say that's pretty much that to me is the biggest thing with going solo OTR, and being on your own and not having a trainer here to kind of help you through the process of, hey, this is what time we're going to leave, this is what time we're going to be here, this is what time we're going to be there. Those kinds of things are things that when you're with your trainer, they're showing you how to do them, but for the most part, they're kind of they know how to do this, and so they have their plan and how they usually write it out and whatnot, and they give it to you, and then you just go off of that. So that's typically since they already know what they're doing, because trainers have been on the road for at least 2 years before they become a trainer. So they already got it down. For me, that's something that I've been having to learn, is time management's, I think, the hardest thing out here, if I'm being honest with you. And I've gotten pretty good at it. It took me about 2 weeks, but then I kind of got into a rhythm of trip planning, and I'm pretty good at trip planning. Every now and then I will teeter those lines of that might kind of get right there on the line of my 11 hours of driving, but I've kind of got it down to a little bit of a math science for myself. So that's what's been kind of neat about that, is that as these weeks have gone on, I've been able to build a better method of time management and whatnot. But if I gotta say, I mean, driving the truck is honestly, to me, the easiest part. I can drive this thing 2,000 miles across the country, no problem, in my opinion. You just get in the truck and you sit down in the chair and you just drive. For me, that's the easiest part of this whole entire job, is driving. Backing up is one of the harder parts still. After a month, I've gotten extremely better at backing up the truck. I've gotten myself into some dicey situations where I've had to, pull up, pull back, pull up, pull up, pull back quite a couple of times, and I've had to get out and look quite a bit during this first month. But lately, I haven't really had a lot of trouble. There's some things where you're not gonna get them until you just keep doing them. Like making sure that the trailer is straight, for me, is one of the more difficult things that I still kind of tend to not quite get sometimes. So sometimes I'll be at a dock and I'll be backing up and I'll be in the spot, right? But I won't be aligned straight. So when I bump the dock, my trailer will be just slightly off. So there's a little bit of a gap on one of the sides where they won't be able to roll the forklifts in. So I have to pull out and then get back, and I had a little bit of trouble with that. But lately, I've gotten down the concept of pulling up and straightening everything out and then coming back. It's all about working with what ends up being comfortable for you. I'll tell you that you're going to learn, and if you're new to this and you're going to go to a driving school to learn how to drive a truck and back up a truck and whatnot, depending on what schools you go to, most of them are going to teach you how to do enough to pass the CDL exam. And I guess it just depends on the school, really, but backing this thing up really just comes down to you getting in the truck and doing it every day. To me, I feel like that's what it comes down to for me, is that I'm getting better because I'm doing it constantly now, and I'm seeing where I'm making some, like, oh, like that, maybe I've turned a little bit too much there, so let me adjust it this next time. Oh, my setup was a little too far out, so maybe I need to clean up my setup and make it a little bit more tighter so that I don't have to pull up so often, or so that I'm not having to possibly go into a more than 90-degree angle, that way you don't jackknife your tractor and trailer and whatnot. So either way, it's just that's been one of the parts that I've been getting better at, and I like that challenge I like the backing up challenge. Backing up in different areas, they're all different. None of them are the same. The concept is the same. The setting up concept is mostly the same, but everywhere you go, all these different shippers and yards and stuff like that, they're all different. Some of them are really easy, where all you got to do is just straighten out your truck and trailer and just straight back it, or you may have to do just a slight 45, and then that's it. But some of these you're gonna have to look. You're going to have to plan out in your head as you're looking at the spot what you think you're going to do what you think you're going to have to do to be able to back up into those spots correctly, especially if they're tight and there's objects in between the spot that they want you to put the trailer in. Sometimes you're going to have a truck here and a truck here, or a trailer here and a trailer here, and you're going to have to get it in there. Sometimes you're going to have like five open spaces, and they're just going to tell you put it in one of the open spaces. Those are the easy ones. Those are the ones where you got so much room to work with, you just kind of get it in there and then you're done, kind of thing. But backing up is definitely something that I feel you're probably not going to get enough time in school. You're going to learn the general concept. You're going to get some practice, and of course you're going to have to apply it during your CDL exam. But you're just not going to get enough experience out there when you're at school, I think. You get the experience when you get out with your trainer for a little bit. And during that time with your trainer, it's up to you to really be vocal about how much of backing up you want to be able to do. Because if you don't tell your trainer, hey, like, I'm not really good at backing up, can you help me like get better at it, chances are they're gonna take time out to help you get better at it. But if you don't say anything and you just kind of, you're having some trouble, but you don't really say anything, they're just gonna assume that you're okay with where you're at, right? That you did enough to pass the test and whatnot, that you did enough to pass the company's test before they assign you a truck, right? At CFI, the training process is you go with the trainer for 21 days. Then after that, you go back to HQ, and they're going to test you out. They're going to test you on all the skills, kind of the same concept as taking the CDL exam again. They want to know that you're capable of being able to drive a truck and a trailer safely, right? So you're going to test all these skills. So you might be able to do enough to pass, but you're just not going to have a lot of experience. You don't get that until you get out here. That's what I've found. Over this past month, I've gotten into some spots where I've been like, oh God, like, I don't know what I'm going to do here, or I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here, but okay, well, this is what I'm going to go ahead and try. And then I go out there and I try it, and it works. Or if I feel, there's been a couple of instances, I'm not going to lie, where I've had a little bit of trouble backing up in a spot, or I feel like I'm not getting it, or I'm getting stuck, and I have to keep pulling back up, or I have to keep getting reset up. And every now and then, if I'm in a spot where there's other truckers and whatnot, I haven't asked. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't, since I've been out here for this first month, I haven't gone out to anybody and asked them for help. I haven't gone and asked somebody and said, hey, can you help me back this truck up because I'm just having too much trouble. You can do that, but for me, I'm like, we're all out here for 11 hours a day, and the last thing I think I would want to do is go walk up to somebody who's probably just had a really long day, they're just trying to rest or whatever, and ask them, hey, can you come out here and help me? Like, I don't want to do that. Especially when I know that I can get it, it's just going to take me some time. But a couple of times they've come up to me and they've asked me, and they've said, hey, do you need some help or anything? Or hey, do this, man, this is what you're doing wrong. And all the ones that have helped me actually helped me. I know that there's some people out there that may not have your best interest in mind and may not help you correctly, and then that's where you get into trouble. But all the couple that have helped me have been really nice, and they helped me. Like, I was able to do what I needed to do once they helped me. But for the most part out here, you're on your own, right? So it's all you, and that's what it's been for me as far as that backing up experience is concerned. But driving this thing, man, it's pretty easy for me, I feel. I was lucky enough when I was with my trainer to get a lot of different kinds of experiences, like snow experience, ice experience, rain experience, mountain experience. And we went on quite a couple of long hauls, like cross-country long hauls. And that was good that we were able to do that, because that got me used to driving for long periods of time and just traveling from cross-country and whatnot. It's very daunting task. So I was fortunate to have that kind of experience. So now that I'm out here on my own, I got all those. I got handed all those scenarios. I've already been mountain driving. I've driven through snow. I've driven through ice. I've driven through rain and water, and I've driven through normal conditions, all kinds of different conditions already. And I feel like at this point, I'm like, in 1 month's time, I feel like, hey, like, I know how to do all these things. At least I know how to apply them. And then it's just a matter of doing it when you're sitting in the truck and making sure that you're paying attention to detail, and that you're not slacking when you're sitting in that chair. That's pretty much the gist of it. This experience has been like no other. I will tell you, the best thing about this job, in my opinion, is the things you get to look at. I mean, I'm a person that I'm from Texas, And I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag on that one. And for the first 22 years of my life, I lived in San Antonio, and I didn't really travel much. My parents usually only had enough to maybe take us on a vacation every now and then. Every now and then we'd go to the beach, which would be in South Texas, and then every once in a while we might have enough to go out of state or something like that. And but not very, 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 very seldom did we go out of state. Just, it's just the life you live sometimes, right? So I didn't do a lot of traveling up until I was about 22 years old, and then I moved to College Station, which was in Texas, to go to college and live the college life and whatnot. I ended up staying in College Station for 10 years. And during that time, I would travel from there to San Antonio. I'd go to Houston, I'd go to Dallas. With the company that I was working for at that time, I met a couple of really awesome friends, and sometimes I'd go to Louisiana, and then one time recently we went on a vacation to Florida. So those were my extensions of driving out of town. Like, I'd never really been up north in the United States, and I'd never really been out west in the United States until I took this job. And now I've been north, I've been south, I've been east, I've been west. I'm actually headed west now. I'm headed to California for the first time in my life. I've never been to California, and I'm about to go to California for the first time in my life. And just the different things that you see out here. You see trees everywhere, you see mountains, you see just beautiful views of everything. I mean, so hard to explain other than to just tell you that if you like scenery, if you're one of those kind of people that you look at something and you just take it in, and it just has this warm, fuzzy feeling that it gives you just by looking at something so beautiful. It's like looking at art. It's live art, really. It's what life imitates art, right? So that's what it's like for me. When you're looking out that windshield and you're driving, it's like you're looking at the world's canvas. And you just think to yourself, you see it in pictures, you see it in movies all the time, and you think, do those things really exist? Like, do they really look like that, right? Or is it just movie magic? And I tell you, man, it really does look like that. You'll be driving down the road and you'll just see this beautiful scenery. Now, it's not all beautiful. Sometimes you're gonna go into a city and you're gonna see nothing but traffic, and you're gonna see, run down buildings and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, these sceneries, man, like sometimes I'll be driving into a state I haven't been to before, and I'll see just these beautiful scenes, like out of movies. And it just gives me this kind of warm, cool, comforting feeling that these are the reasons why I did this. These are the reasons why I'm doing this. The experience that you get out here is like nothing I think you could ever do, unless you wanted to go be like an astronaut or a pilot or something like that. This career, this job is unlike anything, I think. You go and you drive all over the country. You get to see all kinds of cool things. You get to go to all kinds of different places and meet all kinds of different people. If you're a foodie, you can eat at all kinds of different places when you're traveling and whatnot, and you're getting paid to do it. I mean, wow, that to me, I feel like getting paid to do it's like a perk, right? I mean, we all need jobs. We all need to make money for different reasons and whatnot. But I've always felt that if your primary reason for working somewhere is the pay and the money that you get from it, then I don't think you're looking at a career path the right way. At least not all the way. Because money's good, don't get me wrong. Money pays your bills, it sustains you, it can get you things that, will make you happy for a little while, I guess, but but I think to find career that suits you, I think you have to be able to find one that, pays you enough to get you what you need, but also gives you fulfillment and gives you a purpose and makes you feel like that's something that I just love to do and I like it so much. There's so many people that'll work at these jobs that, they're gonna make six figures, but they actually absolutely hate what they do. They wake up every morning and they're like, ugh, do I have to work today again? Like, oh my God. It happens all the time. And for me, I was a culprit of that too. I've worked plenty of jobs. In fact, the last job that I worked at, I felt that way. I felt like, man, I woke up and I was like, I don't want to go to this job today, but oh well, I'll go and do it. When I started feeling like that, that's when I knew that something needed to change, because I wasn't getting what I wanted out of the career that I was going for. So then I come into this career, right? And so far, I've gotten so much experience and fulfillment out of this. I absolutely enjoy doing this. Is it easy? Hell no. It's not easy. It's very tough. It's very challenging. But I accept it and I take it all in, and then I go to work. I mean, when I put my head on this pillow, I know that I'm going to get my rest, and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be ready to hit the road and get going again. It's exciting, right? To know, like, I'm going here now. I'm not going to be in the same place that I was yesterday. I get to go to a new place, kind of thing. So from that, it's very fulfilling. I feel like this is something that I can continue to grow into, and maybe make a career out of it. That's the goal here. That's why I put in all this time and all this work, so that hopefully I could find the thing that would give me fulfillment, basically. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But it's been really cool. It's been really neat. It comes with a lot of challenges, like I said. You have to really learn about time management if you don't already. If you're already good at time management, it's going to be easy for you to trip plan. It's going to be easy for you to make sure that you stick to your times on everything that you plan out. Sometimes the plan's not going to go the way that you thought. Sometimes variables are going to change that, and you have to be ready for wild cards. That's where all the challenges come in. The challenges are, you never know what situation you're going to get into once you get to a shipper yard. You can look at it on Google. You can look and see what the shipper yard looks like. But once you get there, it's a different ball game. It could take you a lot of time to back your trailers in and then hook your trailers up, depending on different situations and whatnot. If you're a person that doesn't like ever-changing weather, this is probably not the job for you, because every day is a different day that calls for different weather, because you're going all over the country. So you have to be able to get used to cold weather. You have to be able to get used to rainy weather. You have to be able to get used to potentially very, very hot weather if that's not what you're used to. Because if you're going to go OTR, you're going to go everywhere. So weather's always going to change. And so it's just little things like that. You're never going to have a set sleep schedule. Your sleep schedule is always going to be different, but it's up to you to make sure that you put off enough time aside to go to sleep. Little things like that. When are you going to cook? When are you going to put your time aside to cook your food, or to stock your food, or to make sure that you have food in your truck and drinks in your truck, and do laundry? If you're a person that likes to do exercise, when you're going to go get some exercise in. These are all things when I say that time management is the biggest challenge of this job, because you need to make sure you have time to do all these things. And for me, over this first month, that's what this has been. It's been just learning all that and taking it all in, and challenging myself to be like, okay, today this is what I know, this is where I know I need to be. So let's draw out a plan, and I need time to be able to do this. I need time to be able to do this, and I need time to be able to do this. Let me write it on a piece of paper. Let me get it on a plan together. Great, I got a plan. Let's get in the truck and let's go. So that's been it. As far as working for CFI is concerned over this past month, I've enjoyed working with CFI. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. I bought this nice shirt at the shop. I mean, it's a polo, a red and black polo is it's my favorite color combination. So I was really excited when I saw this polo at the shop. I was like, hey, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. But I've really enjoyed working with CFI so far. My fleet manager is pretty awesome. She's a really cool lady, really down to earth, really simple to talk to. If you have any concerns, you can talk to her. She'll walk you through things. The dispatch people, God bless those dispatch people. They don't get enough credit for what they have to put up with every day. But every time that I talk with them, they're always very helpful to me. They always answer all of my questions. If I have a concern, they're always willing to talk to me about that concern. If a plan needs to change, I'm able to talk it over with them, and they give me something to work with. They don't just leave me hanging. This company, at least over the first month, I feel like they don't leave me hanging. I've been through so many different companies where I've gone for help, or I've gone with an idea, or I've had a concern, and I just feel like I get left hanging. I get an answer that's not an answer. It just kind of leaves me with this kind of, okay, I guess, and I just go back to work. So far, that hasn't happened with me here at CFI. Every time that I've gone up, brought a concern, or that I had a question, or that I wasn't sure about something, I either called dispatch or I called my operations manager, and they gave me answers and helped me out. And it's really helped with developing my skills here. And so from that perspective, I mean, that's been great. The amenities that you get with working with CFI, at the terminals, you get free showers, free laundry. Some of the terminals have free gym, so that's actually nice for a person like me that likes to be active and likes to work out. That's pretty cool. I mean, having the connection with the Loves card that basically gives you the rewards card that basically gives you free showers at all Loves locations. Like that's huge to have. That's awesome to have. I don't know if other companies offer that. Maybe they do, but CFI does. When you're a driver, you get you attach your company card to your Loves rewards, and you get free showers. So every time you go and stop at a Loves, you can take a shower for free. You don't have to pay for it. Like that's great, because showers are $12 a piece. I'm a cheap guy. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money out here. I'm trying to build the savings and whatnot. So if I'm paying for showers every other day, $12 a pop, that's $12 that goes out of my pocket, doesn't stay in my savings account. So with that, geez, I barely like. I'm gonna be honest. Over this first month, I have not had to pay for a shower. I've always planned it out where I'm gonna be at a Loves tonight. I'm gonna make sure to take a shower because it's free. Or I'm at a company terminal that has showers. I'm gonna go take a shower because it's free. Same thing with laundry. I haven't paid for laundry out here at all. I think maybe one time I did, but that was just because I was like, I was taking my 34, and I was like, got nothing else to do. Let me go and do some laundry. Other than that, though, if I'm at a terminal that has a laundry facilities, free. So that's where I typically try to do laundry. Or I try to bring about 3 weeks worth of clothing with me on the road, because I figure I can stretch it to where I may have to do laundry maybe one time, and during the month that I'm on the road, I can get one laundry day in between that. More than likely I'll be at least one of the terminals that has free laundry, so I can at least do laundry one time. The next time I do laundry is when I go home for home time. So I'm planning on being on the road I want to try to do at least 4 to 6 weeks at a time, and then go home for a little bit. It's kind of what I'm planning on doing. We'll see how it goes as time goes along. But yeah, I mean, CFI has been just, I don't have any complaints about them. I mean, I wish, if I did, I don't know if I just broadcast it. I mean, let me be honest. If I had true legitimate concerns about CFI, I would have definitely already talked to them with my supervisors or operations managers or anything like that, and then I would ask if I would be able to tell everyone about those concerns that I had. But I really don't have any concerns. I mean, everything's been good. I mean, I at least over this first month I haven't. Could that change in a year? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see, right? But so far, I mean, it's all been good. I mean, I've had a couple of issues with the truck, but every time I've taken it to the shop, it's gotten taken care of in a fairly decent time, and I've gotten back on the road, so I haven't really been shut down at all. I've been able to drive, which is where you make money, right? You drive and you get on the road, and that's where you make your money and get to see your sceneries and get to experience everything and whatnot. So I mean, yeah, that's what working with CFI has been. So that's been cool. I know I have a lot of people that have been asking me about what does your pay look like? What does your pay look like as a rookie truck driver? And that's so, like, this is how I'm going to explain it to y'all, because I want to go do a quick rundown of it. This is CFI's rookie pay scale. They broadcast it all over, and it's in their recruiting paperwork and whatnot, so I can share it with you. But their starting rookie pay is 42 cents a mile. That just got bumped. It was 38, but everybody in the company, every single driver got a raise and a bump, and the rates went up, which is good. That's cool for me. That was nice. That was a nice, pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting that over the first 6 months to a year to already have gotten a raise, basically. So I thought that was really cool. That was another perk from CFI that I was like, geez, sounds great to me. I'm not gonna complain about extra money. But yeah, their rates are 42 cents for rookie drivers with no experience, right? So you got to go through the training program and whatnot, and then you're gonna get 42 cents once you go solo. During training, it's 34 cents. So it's 34 cents a mile when you're with your trainer, and it's 42 cents when you go by yourself. One of the nice things about CFI, I don't know if the other companies do it, but CFI pays you for all practical miles. What that means is, even if you're deadheading with an unloaded trailer, with an empty trailer, yeah, and let's say they deadhead you from like San Antonio to Washington D.C. You're usually not going to deadhead that far, but either way, right? You're going to get paid all those miles, even if you're empty. So anything that you're driving in the truck that they're assigning you to go to, whether you have an empty or loaded, you're getting paid those practical miles. I think that that's a great deal, because it doesn't matter like whether you're loaded or not, you're getting paid the miles. That adds up, and that means you're going to get paid better. That means you're going to get more money that week. They also pay you for layover pay if you happen to be broken down and they put your truck in the shop. If your truck is in the shop for 5 days, you're going to get paid for 5 days. The rate's a little bit different there, but they're still going to pay you. Like, you're not just going to sit there and not get paid anything. To me, I feel like anything is better than nothing, right? Than being shut down for 5 days and not making any money at all. At the very least, you get paid, even if you're broken down. And if they have to put your truck in the shop and you have nowhere else to sleep, they'll get you in a hotel and they'll accommodate you. So from that, I feel like that's a good perk there too. But that's the rookie pay scale. So as far as like how much that I make and whatnot, I like to run kind of hard. So for me, I'm trying to put in at least 25 to 3,000 a week miles. So do the math, right? And that's what I would say, that if your question to me is how much do you make and is it enough to sustain me, I guess the answer that I have for you is, well, it depends on what sustaining you means. What does sustaining mean to you? Because at 42 cents a mile, I can give you the formula, and you just figure out the math for yourself, right? So take 42 cents times 2,500 or times 3,000, and that should be pretty close to about a grand a week before taxes. If you're able to get to that 3,000 mile threshold, then you're gonna make a little bit over a grand a week. If you get under, then you'll probably make a little bit less. It's all up to you, really. And that's why I'm saying that time management really does determine how much you're gonna get paid. If your goal is you want to put in a lot of miles so that you can get paid more weekly, then you're gonna have to get really good at time management. Because if you don't, you're gonna run through your clocks, but you're not gonna put any miles behind those hours. And if that happens, then you're not gonna get what you're hoping to get out of this. If depending on what kind of pay you're looking for. As far as how CFIs pay, the rookie pay compares to other companies, I can't really say too much about them because I haven't looked at pay rates for other companies in a while. I know there's some companies out there that might start you off at a little bit more, and that there's some companies that won't pay for practical miles. They just want to pay for loaded miles. And there's some of them that won't let you start solo. Some of them will require you to start in teams. At CFI, it's if you want to start solo, you start solo. You don't have to start in teams, and you get that 42 cents a mile as soon as you get on the road by yourself. The day one that you're on the road by yourself after training is 42 cents a mile. Another thing, training miles. When you're with your trainer, you're not getting paid on a team scale. You're both getting paid for whatever miles you both drove together, right? So let's say you did 3,000 miles that week with your trainer, you get paid 3,000 times 34 cents a mile. You don't. It's not split like in a team scale. So I think that was pretty good for me to be in my trainer and driving with my trainer and whatnot, and feel like I was already getting paid pretty well just from doing training miles because we didn't have to split them. So I thought that was pretty cool. As far as taxes and things like that are concerned, it depends on your state. It depends on if you're a company driver, you're gonna be given the option, which is what everyone typically goes with, to go on the per diem program plan, which is gonna take out about $14 a month, but it's going to take a percentage out that's non-taxable to kind of put a little bit more money in your pocket now versus during tax time, when tax time comes around at the end of the year. So even from that perspective, you're going to get a lot more money in your pocket every week. Now, when tax season comes around, you may not get a big return back, but hey, that's how it rolls. When you're an owner operator, you can either keep doing a per diem program if you want to do that, or I think if you're an owner operator, it makes more sense just to tax deductible everything. Every purchase you make, every single purchase you make for the truck or any maintenance that you do, to keep your receipts and make it tax deductible. I think it's more beneficial for you as an owner operator. As a company driver, it's not, because you don't own the truck, and everything that the truck needs is covered by the company. So what are you going to write off? You can't really write off anything, so just get on the per diem program. It makes sense. So yeah, but I mean that's the rookie pay scale, 42 cents a mile. It works for me. I'm able to make a decent amount of money per week, and that's just because I've gotten better at time management, and I've gotten better at just putting down the miles, man. That's how this works. If it's one thing, if you want to get out there, and so this is a tip that I can give y'all, is that being in this industry and doing this job, you have to ask yourself what you want to get out of it, what you're looking to get out of it, right? If money is what you're looking to get out of it, then you have to be able to be able to run hard. What I mean by that is you're going to have to run at least 9 to 10 hours a day then. You have to be okay with that. We're driving the truck 9 to 10 hours a day. because that's the only way you're going to put down miles in the truck. And so the more time and the more miles you put down, the more opportunities you have to pick up some more cash, right? If you're looking to get more experiences out of truck driving and not necessarily a lot more money, but you want to just get more experiences out of it. Like you want to do a lot more stopping at, you want to do stopping at like landmarks and different stopping to take pictures and stuff like that. So long as you're able to get your loads where they need to go on time, you can plan your days out like that. If you want to stop and take pictures and go to monuments, all that fun stuff, things like that, right? If that's what you want to get out of it, then you're probably not going to get a lot of pay, a lot of money. You're gonna sacrifice money for a lot more experiences. So, but for me, I feel like there is a way to find a happy medium on both. There is a way to still make a lot of money, but still get a lot of experience and do cool things. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm working on getting to that medium part where I can do both, where I can make a good living out of this, but also be able to experience cool and neat things. So, I mean, the tip that I can give you is be good at time management. Learn how to utilize your hours of service correctly. Get really, really good at trip planning. Tips that I can give you is get yourself an app on your phone that has truck stops on it, or if you have a truck GPS that has truck stops listed all on it. There's a pocketbook that I can show you right now. Grab it. This pocketbook right here. This is a lifesaver this has been a lifesaver for me a couple of times. It has majority of truck stops all over the United States. All you got to do is pick the state that you're in, go look up the highway that you're rolling on, see the exits that you're nearby, and you can see truck stops and whatnot that are all listed there. Easy, super easy to use if you need to find a truck stop to stop for the night or to take a break and whatnot. But plan your days out accordingly, right? Plan your days out correctly and just get good at it. I don't know. That's the best way I can put it, right? For me, I plan my days out the day before. If I know where my load's supposed to be going, before I go to bed, I'll get out my paper. I'll figure out what's the earliest that I can leave. When do I need to leave by in the morning? How much time am I going to need to get to my brake stop or my fuel ups? And then where am I going to stop for the night? I look at my GPSs. I have 2 GPSs, and I would recommend having at least 2, because one might not always be right. The other one might not be. So if you're relying on one GPS, you might find yourself into some trouble. So I would recommend at least 2 different GPSs. Trucker Path has worked really well for me. I've been using Trucker Path throughout this first entire month. I use the GPS services from there too, along with my other GPS, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't, but the other one picks up the slack where the other one doesn't, right? That's what I mean. 2 GPSs is the way to go. One of the nice things about Trucker Path, this is not a Trucker Path advertisement, but I do use it very well, and I utilize most of its features. But the biggest feature that I love so much about Trucker Path, and this is what a lot of other people like about it, is that it has listings of truck stops on the routes that you're going. So once you create your route, it gives you a list of truck stops, parking areas, and all of that fun stuff all along the route that you're going. So what I like to do is, if I set up where I'm starting for the day, where's my ultimate delivery gonna be, I set those 2 pinpoints up. Then in the middle of the routes there, that's where I'll figure out, okay, I got 11 hours of driving today. At 4, let me see, we're at my 4-hour point, right? 4 or 5 hours into the drive, where can I stop to take a break? There's a truck stop right here on the route. I'm gonna mark it That's gonna be my first stop for the day. Then okay, I got about 4 hours left of drive time before I need to figure out where to stop for the night. So let me go down the app again, and let me mark another 4 hour, another, getting closer to that 9 hour, 10 hour mark of my 11 hours. Oh, there's a Love's right here on the route. Okay, bam, I'm gonna mark it, and that's where I'm gonna stop for the night. And Trucker Path, what I like about the truck stops too, is that this is an app that was built by truckers for truckers. So we're all able to get on the app and tell other truckers there's a lot of spots at this truck stop left, there's not very many, or there's none at all. And what the app does is it accumulates over time kind of analytics of what the trends are going to look like per day, so that you can use that to say, oh, this Love's looks like every Saturday from about 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. it looks like it's usually pretty empty, but from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. it looks like it's pretty full on Saturdays or on Sundays or on so on and so forth. You're able to look up the trends to then better your plan to say, maybe I shouldn't stop at this one. Let me see what else is out there before I decide to go stop there. Because if you're not doing that, if you're not able to see that, all you're doing is you're wild carding your truck stops. So you're just gonna pick one out, because this is the downside about this book, right? Is that you can look in here and you can say, I'm gonna stop at the Pilot in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but it doesn't tell you whether or not it's busy or not until you get there and you find out, crap, like it's completely full. All right, gotta go find somewhere else to stop, or I gotta stop on the side of the road. That's the one thing where I gotta tell you that Trucker Path works very well. I love Trucker Path for that feature, especially because I'm able to see, okay, it looks like it's empty. Looks like somebody just reported 10 minutes ago that that there's a lot of open spots. So I'm gonna go over there right now, and I'm gonna finish off the day there. If I feel like, oh man, like it doesn't like it looks like it's gonna be full today, then I'll go another route. So that would be my suggestion. Download Trucker Path and plan out your days. That'll help you out so much. That'll make sure you always have a safe and comfortable place to stop for the night, versus having to stop on the side of the highway or in a very dark area that's you're not going to feel very comfortable in and whatnot, and that probably doesn't have a shower, probably the bathrooms are a porta potty. You don't want you want to try to keep away from using those kinds of things whenever you can out here. You want to feel comfortable. You want to be able to feel like you can go and take a nice warm shower. You want to be able to feel like you can use the bathroom and not feel like you're going to get stabbed, on your way out. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been quite the experience out here. I absolutely love doing this so far. I'm going to keep going out here and gaining more knowledge and gaining more experience and taking it all in and being extremely grateful for this opportunity. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have anything you want to ask me, want to talk to me about, feel free to leave those questions or anything in the comments. Also, you can join the Trucker Lounge Discord that I just opened up about a week ago. It'll be at the end of the video. There'll be a link in the description. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna keep putting more content as I can out there for y'all. Yeah, man, it's been really, really cool out here. But until next time, guys, peace out, drive safe. I'll see y'all down the road.